lo na ro da maraya ba ya me la ya che che ga ya bo ya ba te sa she ja ya gwen ke ya ga ya ma ya ba she she choi ke ba ze na da te da sa so ya ba te ro ya ma so sa la chai ja ya che la mai ni nya me ro go ya ta ya bo ga kyu ya la so ya wa ya de so kai kyu la ya ma dam gyu ba zen no ya na yam tara shen lo shen lo yang guam ye na yam para song ba shin se no ya ya la ya chai shen me ba ya da se de de ta che be gong che la nie gu shen ba ya me ya ba ya shen ke lo me gu gong ge go wa ra song ba shen me nga de ya go ya she be la ma ya la yön do ya so wa ya de be won je la she me ya me go ya ke wa ra shen ke lo ye me gom ge we she song ba kai sha ya do ya be ngo ya wo sa mai de ma je ya de ga ra ya jo ya be gom je la go yam sa lo da ya tra ya wa ra ya shen ke lo na yam do ya ngo ya wo ya che ga ra song ba che ya ya ma ye che ya sha wa ya la ma ya ga ya ro la ba ra cha ra be gom je la ko ra de ye me to ya ba ra shen ke lo ke wa Sangye Goya Bai Nyara Thoyo Doraje Sangye Goya Bai Nyara Thoyo
Namda Zuru Zerge Vaje Den Bomere Lingve Shera Ninde Chege Shera Ninde Nangwe Chege Tujo Dengen Dunlo Chade Tero Gundo Zije Danyene Tage Zame Jage Yonzon Chanjo Nimbe Lamge Karma Ba Miche Debe Je Zoto Omen Jige Yinge Modono Deson Sangye Trinley Razem Jigoro Ngazon Denze Ba Zawe Lame Shala Keja Dozo Ndo Elona Chelo Luje Kinge Jadone Shingdang Zere Tamjena Namka Le Jan Chege No Jinni Chebara Jan Yoro Semjen Tamjegi Tando Sofe Sanjegi Koparam Bashi Tobara Ja De Cheto Chenjin Yu Nyambe Samba Chachewa Chanchu Semgi To Nongando Dane Tenro Chi Shuyen.
Please listen the Dharma with wise motivation of bodhicitta, thinking that I would like to become enlightened one, I would like to become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Therefore, I'm going to listen to the Dharma and practice it well.
Tene da khadange ma tene ngazo sangje melege tene to chechungni da dewa sheba dungi to dang tene sangje melege to chechungni tene sheba yin di 참내 tene tanda da nani ngazo khenpo rinpoche shinpeki tene 당아서 구체세네 로체 롬지도 디 다 로직이 되네 디 최바 부야기 초와당 되네 구동 신야 최된 다 송주 부야 대소리 레와진다 다와지도 학사지 다와지던 제가 섬지다 된데세네 되네 최시계들인데 참샤고 중 되네 어리
So as you all know that we had completed sutra, the long version and the short version, which means the sutra of the 7 Medicine Buddha and the Medicine Buddha himself. And after that, we had the anniversary, the first anniversary of parinirvana of our great teacher, Khenpo Rinpoche. And after that, we had to take care of the building the stupa for him and so forth. So all for this wonderful reason, auspicious reason and sacred reason, we had to postpone the teaching until today. And we are resuming again from this weekend. So we're going to teach from today again online.
Tene da kudungi chudende, tene kudungi chudende da Khenpo Rinpoche rangi tene loma deba chen mangbochi ki tene shendep da kanzo soso la pakwe ye tene shendep pyo tetsu tamje jang tene chusu su ma songwa chola ma zhowa tene yang dawa changma tene sonamgi cho pakdo meba chayagi chugi nambar daba yaboji chasong samsam chaji tene samba loha zoba roboji tene lega dupsong.
So as far as building the stupa of Rinpoche is concerned, I myself feel very satisfied that we did a good job. For example, because we had many offering, from the devoted student of Khenpo himself, like some big and some little according to their own capacity. And I think we did a good job with all this offering, meaningful, which will make everyone accumulate merit and purify the negativities. So I myself feel very happy, joyous, and satisfied.
And then the other 강소다 맞아 최최들은 대가래나 then 또 상지기 송 근주를 나오네 또 정론디 마셔 다 되나 다조 되네 강소 레줌리기 남셔 조르든베 되네 담지도 중기 출도 전에 조 레줌리기 남셔 다 템바도 보시래.
So from today, starting on this Saturday and next all Saturdays, we are going to talk about Dharma, a sutra called Wise and Foolish, which you can find in Khenpo. And this sutra teaches mainly about the karma, cause and effect, by telling the histories of Buddha himself, the past lives and past lives of the Buddha himself, and so forth.
다데야 저거르께도 담마무고 나마 수타 배 다데 베게도 가래서 그래서나 정는 시저위도 네 범보당보 다 근족숨라 차텔로 세다디 최제도 보지.
So it starts from the Sanskrit language, which is Dhamma Mukonama Sutra, which in Tibetan Zanglun Shejabedo, and which I have translated as a sutra known as the Wise and the Foolish. I actually have a translation of that sutra, but somehow I just realized today this is from Mongolian version, so a little bit different from the Tibetan one. So if I use this one, I myself will be confused. Therefore, I'm going to try to translate by myself again, like last time with the Medicine Buddha Sutra. And then in Tibetan, Pambo Tangbo, and it says, I prostrate to the three jewels, which are missing in my text. After that, I say,
pen nasok tembe liu se ta liu chidang lechen mangbo yube na ne liu dangbo di tene pen nasok ba temba re dige dagi teba dui jingna se ta di lengshi re ta lengshi ka di kande sin chungwa re se na pen nasok tembe liu lengshi kande chungwa re se na dui jingna chomden de yul manga dayi kingkoro Nambara jalwana shukde ta manga da ikimase dorji denire dorji den ta 장조 신기 정도 Nambara jalwana shukde ngambara tokbara 상진에 링보 말은 바 식나 디냠도 공발 줄도 세다 dorji den 장조 신기 정도 쉬운데 ngambara tokbara 상제 차르네 다 링보 말은 바 샤우 든탁 지긴 다 지네 맞아요. 링보 말은 바싱아 디냠도 공부 줄도 디 가서다 투라 공부 가레샤로 레세나 셈진 디덕니 윤 링보니 친질로기 용서 레데 다 셈진 대 탐제 되네 류인 링보네 친질로바 녀몽베 용서 레데 레데 땡징 죄수 양 신도 가외다 최땡네 최신의 대수기 주 죄고나 하장기 깔래하고 다 뒤니마인다 하장기 깔래하고 진설에 가외 지세도 직진나 숙장 팬비된 매기 내가 지딩이 감전하다 윤은 뭐지 되나양 팬독자 용서 말에 섬니 공부하는 대나 학마 말리베 냥에 레다웨 용서 냥에 레다오 냠도 공마 탁도 다 데레가 학메기 인소되는 냥에 레데나 야게 마다 세는 공마 셰바레
So the Tibetan term, I think because many of you know Tibetan, we have Bambo and Lehu. And then one Bambo has many Lehu in it. So for the Bambo, I have translated just section. And for the Lehu, I have put chapters. Okay? So it said the first section and the first chapter, which is called the presenting various metaphors. And then the sutra start from here, which is the historical background, where and when he and who taught this sutra. So it says, I heard in this way that once upon a time, after not long ago, since he became a complete and perfect Buddha, the Bhagavan dwelt in the perfectly victorious mandala of the Magadha region, and he thought in this way. So when it says not long ago, means within a week after he became enlightened, then he was sitting. Magadha here means the area around the Bodh, which we call not Bodh Gaya. So he was until still under the Bodhi tree there, and he thought he became already Buddha. Then he thought in this way: these beings are very difficult to be taught and tamed, as they have been completely defiled by misconceptions for a long time. So Buddha thought, in this degenerate time, even I teach people, it is very difficult for them to understand, because they have been defiled by misconception for a long time. Therefore, no matter how long I stay in this world, which means no matter how long I live in this world, there will be no much benefit. So I will pass into the complete parinirvana by nirvana with no remainders. So there's different type of nirvana we use in the text. In Tibetan, it says Langma maybe Nyangelen Deva. So I translate as nirvana with no remainders. Right after Buddha thought this,
공마 탁도 대체나 창리게 하남기 창리세다 수감래와 대감 많이 뭐 수감기 창리게 하남기 하남기 점된 되기 공바 시신 똑네 다상지 점된 되기 공시 뒤다보 남기 예바 콘저기 셰바 콘저기 통화 라이근시 저기 통네 똑네 남칼레 밥데 점된데 강나와 대를 학네 친바당 샵라고 착절데 텔모절네 점된데라 최기 골로고로 솔신 꿀와당 되네 콘저 상제 유설라 밤네 되네 상제라 고로 차술 표이제네 되네 최기 골로고로 소란 다바레 꿀와당 대라 점된 되기 되게제 까들 또 되네 대 콘솔라 상제기 렌 가레송 말하잖아 게 라다 샘젠 디다니 예비 디메 용소 락데 직된기 대월라 창네 셰랍당 된비 샘 메베다 다리기 되네 유닝미기 샘젠 디다니 녀몽바 라소베 예비 디메 용소 락네 그네 직된기 대월 코나라 창네 되네 최당 최민 넘버지베 셰랍당 된비 셈메 지시도 지진나 슈장 마 지시 지진나 대바 있나요 자와 된메바 줄데 마 지진나 되나요 되네 마도 된다는 바지 차서 말에 생내 송바래 냥엘레 되나 대오 냠도 공소 딜레랑 나랑 되는 냥엘레 되나 여기도 삼내가 삼로 단계에서 되는 송바입니다. 네.
So right after Buddha thought that way, or in this way, the devas of the Brahma realm. So Brahma realm has many different levels again. So it's particularly mentioned the Sangri. Sangri in Sanskrit is Brahma Kayika. In English it just says abode, abode, or abode of the Brahma. But it doesn't make too much sense to me because all of them is abode of the Brahma. so anyway, if you want to know the Sanskrit word, this is Brahma Kayika, or in Tibetan Sangri. Just Brahma is Sangpa. Anyway, this is not in the Rupa realm, or not in the realm of the form. Desire. We are in the realm of desire, but these gods are from the realm of form, or Rupa Dhatu in Sanskrit. So they have some kind of clairvoyance, right? Clairvoyance mind. So they knew what Buddha was thinking, and Buddha was thinking of going into parinirvana. So they realized what Buddha. So they immediately came down to the human realm to request Buddha of teach dharma and not to pass into parinirvana. So it says, the devas from Brahma Kayika descended from the sky, realizing the thoughts of Bhagavan, and they went to where the Buddha was sitting. They prostrated to the feet of Bhagavan with their heads and joined palms, and requested him to turn the wheel of Dharma. And when Buddha was requested by the devas of this Brahma Kayika, the Bhagavan answered in this way. The Bhagavan here means Buddha, because in Tibetan they use the Chomdende, so that's why I use the Sanskrit word Bhagavan. If Tibetan we use Sangye, then it would be Buddha, but anyway it means Buddha. Buddha has many names. So, and then Buddha answered to them this: the devas of the Brahma Kayika, these beings are attached to the worldly pleasure, and they don't possess wisdom mind, because they have been completely defeated by the stand of defilement. So which means they don't possess wisdom mind. Here means the wisdom of discriminating what is the right and what is wrong. Chö and Chumin, or if I directly translate, then it will be a wisdom of discriminating between the Dharma and Andharma, or non-Dharma. And then they don't, therefore, and because they have been completely defeated by the stand of defilement. Therefore, no matter how I live in this world, it will be no much benefit, it will be just meaningless. So I think it will be more comfortable for me to pass into the parinirvana.
Dene yang changrigil hanamgi yang chomdendela degeje soldo yang sanjela shuwanen. Chomdende chegi jamso yongso gangwa sita jamso tabo norbo tabi chegi yongso gangwi jamso tabo shire. Chegi jelsen tsukpa tenjing dulwi dula yang bab 다 최기 제선 쪽비 둘라야 법 최 땡진 샘젠 둘위기 둘라야 법을 샘젠 디덕 레 돌러 주로야 신도 먹나 되네 최 땜바 있나 되네 샘젠 돌러 탑긴 신도 먹보 되네 중기요 먹보 중기요리 먹나 지레도 좀 된데 양해를 더 공대 신도 동바를 줄바 디덕 디견당 잡미제 다 샘진 신도 동바를 줄바스나 미글롱 같은 거 롱바를 줄비기 샘진 디덕라 되네 강도 최 가르제네 땡게 말이 송게 말이 송고 그래 세도 쉬워하고 디덕이 다 롱와 답이 심진대도를 잡 강제는 미제는 저거래 좀 된데는 결바다 마치바 대비 파르나 심진기 된도 퇴바 철신 철원나 총원나 식수제바 직zam기래도양 다기 류등 충마등 무등 부모등 노르등 방발자위 너버 탐지 땅대 라나메바 양다버 조비 장주 뭐머조버 상제바나 대지래도 근마치바디다 용수 땅월공 다처럼 깔바 빠도 메베기 바를네 되네 샘진 탐지기 된도 상지기 고봉 톱기 톱고 대체도 노되네 최 미세비 깔레 멍버 잡네 되네 최 철월이 최 두버리 다나 최 셜로가 레레 된도 되네 류등 속등 충마 부등 되네 롱제 탐지 뢰당네 되네 최 셜로가 레레치도 되네는 뢰당네 최 줍네 되네 상지 고봉 토바리 다 상지 고봉 톱자리 되네 강도 엄마도 상지반 대치에도 근 마치바디다 용수 땅월공 디인데 다 근 매베기 샘진 롱와다부 데달라 되는 강한진을 르당 얘기 파 육샤 얘기 르당 얘기 공부시기 유세네 다 쇼죠 봐
직대나다 가서 그기는 똥바지다디 는 드당한한테 매게리야 라서 가서 이렇게 대마때바 장lun기 근규 직동바도 까물링에 때바 디체되도 너 좀 된다서 Okay, again, the devas from this Brahmakayika requested to Buddha. He says, Buddha or Bhagavan, again he used the word Chomdende. You are the ocean of Dharma, which is full of the precious jewel. And this is the time to establish the banner of Dharma. And also this is the time to teach. There are so many people who could be liberated if you teach. Therefore, why you don't want to become a protector of these people who are blinded? And then why you want to pass in parinirvana? Again, they continue telling to Buddha or requesting to Buddha. Long before many counted aeons, kalpas, when you are practicing for sentient beings, when you are searching for Dharma, even just for one shlok of Dharma, you have given up many your lives, your wives, your son, your daughter, and your wealth, and all these things. Now you become Buddha as a result of practicing that way. Now you become, and then why you don't want to teach these people? Why you want to give up these people? You should teach. That's how they requested.
되네 다 최실로가를 된도 되네 속당 류당 준모당 노르 부당 보물 몽골레당 비기 다 중생 세계요 문 대비 뒤 윤ring보나 점볼링 딜 젤버지 뭐 가독 담바 세기와 직된들로 왕주로 식중대 됐다 직된이 감 용서벌로 왕주로 위기 되는 제보 가독 담바세일 배 제보 독천직 중아래 젤버델라 젤텐이 제티 시동하라 다 연락 젤텐 제티 시동요 종천보 동적 죽주 다 종치마스 다 등상이나 아서 시티 도에 도인들 된대기 된 동락 죽주 능나 정계령 티적 제중하되 제일보델라 준문의 동락이슈 런버침문의 동락주 닉나오 다 된데 제일보델라 준문 동락이슈는 런버 동락주여 제일보 카독 담바 디 시지등 투 빼마치버 체대 시지등 투 되네 박도마베 여바를 되네 조르바당 대화당 로렉바당 되네 방코럭 탐제장 되네 조르바당 대화 로렉바 밀라소바 깨오 멍싱 럽도 멍고당 된바데 대냠도 삼대 됐다 공아리다 대보당 기부당 조르바당 된바 마세 방코력 탐지장 되는 대기기 강도 로렉바 분송 소바 대기기 강도 내지 값이라 되네 제보들라 삼로지 거로를 가래 삼로 거로는 다기니 림보체당 롱지기 도와 탐제라 펜 따기 담배 책이 펜 독바로 마주르데 다 단다 다 삼로지 거로 가래 거로는 단다버등이 방 미세 고 심진 탐진라 다 림보체 라소비 롱제 주노 롱제리 디펜 똑바 펜 딱발라 때네 창만 대기 여바래 이나양이 되네 개와 치만라 되네 판 대화나 상지기 고방토비기 펜 최기 펜덕디 중면도 다 네 새 치말로 팬비기 되니 최기 팬덕고도 쓰는 공부를 냠도 삼대 팬덕벌 마주르때 디당니 다기 쩐도 줄기 당에 주노르기 팬덕 tum나야 최기 팬덕 마투바디 말한기 쩐레도 삼는 공부를 담배 최 강나 치버 짤데 탐제 돌월 저 냠도 삼네 대게제 깔아 딱소다 최기 펜도코드 당봉아랑라 최 토고고도 디최 나랑 최 슈사지 건네라고도 삼네 되네 챕터 딜적 당바래
So the story begins here now. How in previous life our Shakyamuni Buddha given up his wives and children and all the possession and so forth, even just for one sholok of the Dharma and so forth. So first story says, there was a king long time ago in this world who was called Katok Damba, which means a noble complexion or noble colors, and he had conquered whole world. So in short, in an easy way, whole world was under his control, and he has sub country 84,000 and also have it's a zhong. Zhong is usually like a province or whatever you call it. Different part of the world use different word, province or state or whatever. It has anyway. It says Tongtar Tukju means 60,000, and then city. Tongje is city or town, or maybe Tongje city better. It has Tita Geju. Tita Geju Boom Gero 800,000 cities. Tita Geju, and the king had 20,000 queens. Yeah, and then a great minister, he has 10,000. And then this king was so powerful, there is no example or metaphors that can express his magnificence and his power. There is no metaphor that we can use to express. He was so powerful, so rich, and everything was perfect. And he had everything he could wish for: wealth, happiness, and a good harvest, and so forth. And also, he has many subjects, of course, many people. But one day, he thought in this way: well, I have but everything, and I have been benefiting all people. It says Drowa Thamje, which means actually all sentient beings, with precious jewel or Rinpoche and the mundane wealth. But somehow I have never been able to benefit them with Dharma, which is more important, to benefit, to have happiness for their future lives. So this is actually my weakness, he thought in that way. Not being able to benefit them with Dharma is my weakness or my shortcoming or my fault. Therefore, I should search for Dharma. Because in order to teach other Dharma, first I have to practice. And in order to practice Dharma, I have to find the correct Dharma first. Therefore, I must search Dharma first. And then I practice. Then I can make all others liberated. So he announced in this way.
되게 이제 가로 딱서 전부 다 딜적 챕터 가래당 말했잖아. 전부링 디노 술러 담비 최 여바 대 덕라 땐바르 주르나 대 이당 미겔월 지당 지도바 진노 시 덕장 담비 최 땐네바 마종어세 다 전부링 디 나라 때네 담비기 최 술러 요래 ngala sugi che ten tugi yona tene de semdang tukdang megelwal tene gangang gang de ba tamji nge jingi yin sene tene dilok jeba re de yinayang che ten negen dang che shekin majungwa le suji la da digablo che penje ajang kombo imban majungwa de sena jelbode nyangengi yi dungde migawa jurba dene jelbode che matobala dene dene pe semba chone yi migawa dene julne shuba tu chone shubegi kapdela ngelso be thene da ngelso be namse namthese thene sebeledo da jelbu 코 ngoma redo mindoa 딱제 당에게 제도 더기 류 뇌진식도 줄네 다 남세디 넬소버디 되네 뇌진 기 류수 줄네 디 다음 뇌진 기 류 간대지 요래서나 디 독신동오와 낙바 믹탁다르 마로와 체와 겐도 중와 자 겐도 쟁와 칸에 매버와 포장기 고로 치네 수식 최퇴바로 되바 말에 년지 제매서 대내직도 줄내 되는 남들이 제배 포장기 고라래네 다 최된 게 유나 녜달라 최년 것이요 녜단의 최년시 되네 깨져버려.
So what kind of announcement the king made was, king said, in this Jambudiba, Jambuling is the Sanskrit word translation of the Jambudiba. So now we can just say this in this world. Whoever has Dharma and whoever can teach me, I will give him or her whatever he or she wants without going against her or his wish. So the king announced it this way. But there was no one who can teach Dharma to the king. Therefore, the king become, I think I should use the emperor, big king, or Chakravardin. But in Tibetan, it doesn't use the Chakravardin. It's just a king. Okay, so emperor is okay, I think, because he's a big king, emperor. And at that time, the emperor become very, very sad. he was full of suffering. And then he became very unhappy. And the Vairsyavana heard the situation of the king. And now Vairsyavana wanted to test the king. Vairsyavana, wanted to test the king, how serious the king is about the Dharma. So Vairsyavana, he himself transformed into a form of yakshas, who has a very ugly looking complexion. It says very, very blue color, not only blue, and also very black. And then his eyes are very red, just like a blood. And then he has a long cannon, right? Is it cannon, the four long teeth? Cannon, yeah. And then his hairs are all standing at the end, up like that, looking a very, can't remember. And then there was a fire in his mouth, the fire coming out of his mouth. So he transformed, or he manifested, emanated in a form of yaksha who looks in this way, and then he just appeared right into the gate of the palace. And then he said, okay, whoever wants Dharma, I have. Listen to me. Whoever wants Dharma, I have, listen to me. Okay, that is the
then 년직 잼래서 젤베 대게 잼래바 되네 신도 거구데 디 점세디 다케디 tö바당 되네 제보 베톡 게네 네버중네 거구데 내진데 수네 내진데다 된den슈네 고을 착제데 된 텀벌러 샹네 되네 롬보동 코르몽보 덕뒤데 최 년도 쇼벨레도 코르와르 꼬르도 다처 쉬야기 제도 제보 롬보 코르 몽보직 되네 삼님이 셔 꼬르네 되네 쇼바르 꼬르네 대세나 내진기 제벌라 되게 잼내서 영 제내진디기 최만한 와제네 제벌라 가르슈버레스나 제일보 최퇴벌 저원의 신도 가위 최년발 되나 디담기 초바 마이노세 다 최식인데 되네 신도네 퇴발가와 신도네 토발가와 신도네 군발에 대인데 천안도 최대기나 나라 년고를 샵도 대담기 되기 말에 세네 그 제벌 주바래 대담기 초바 마이노 제임레바당 젤베 델라 텔마자르데 그 지당 지도바데 미겔와 탐지 진노 셈레서 되네 제베 차우테마자네 최랑 가랑 강당 가리 되바유나양의 푸기 되네 최랑기 툭당 메델와 로당 메델와 제기 세네 쉬바는 셈레서 되네 내진데 젤볼라 메바 제볼라 가르슈버르나 젤보 케기 준모당 세강 팡바 코르 사르죽나 담배 최진노 셈라바당 다데나 데네 최랑기 준모 동란 이슈유베 나네 디나네 데네 팡쉐데 제쉐데 가르임바 최랑기 디나에 세세모 동랑 몽보 요제레 디나네 데네 팡쉐 가르임바 디 나라 사주기나 되는 최세기 세네 제벌 셈레바당 대세나 제얼버 첨보 대 준면나나 강 팡바당 세기 촉 내진러 풀대 내진기 코름 몽벤낭도 끈기 통신도 쇠소
So when the yaksha appeared at the gate of palace, and when he said that whoever wants Dharma, I have, listen to me. And when King the emperor heard this, he became very happy. And he invited the yaksha, of course, inside palace, and he prostrated to the yakshas with his head, and then he placed the yaksha on a high throne, and all the ministers and many other entourages or retinues gathered there in order to listen Dharma from this yaksha who said he had Dharma. At that time, the yaksha said to the king, to hear a Dharma is very difficult actually. If you really want to hear Dharma, just serving me in this way is not sufficient, not enough, not good enough to get Dharma from me. Then Gyalpo, the king with his Anjali Mudra, he asked the yakshas, okay, whatever you want, I will offer you. Please teach me Dharma. Then the yaksha says again, okay, if you really want to teach, want to listen or hear Dharma from me, then you must let me eat your favorite queen out of your 20,000 queen. And you must let me eat your best son out of your many thousand sons. And then if you let me do that, then I will give you Dharma. Eat. Because he's yaksha. And then of course, king just let him eat his favorite queen out of 20,000 queen, and also let him eat his best son out of his many thousand sons. And then actually this yaksha ate two of them in front of all people who are there. Also, so lesson.
디 통신도 쇠소 디 세나 절보 디 lumbo nam 대다로 줄바 통네 총에 답데 다 좀 담바다 세 담바서 내줄데 통네 대다로 줄바 통네 총에 답데 살라데 신도 절보 침모 미리빌레 디다보다 통시 제솔와 답장 절보대 담비 최솔위 치리 신도 툭댐베 독만에서 다가 되네 제볼로 뭐 멍버지기 되네 소 답나양 되네 절보대 최기 치돌라 되네 빌로 댐발라 되네 독마도 바이 대세는 뇌진데 절보 준모당 세 쇠네 식소제바 디게제 매소 세다 되네 세동 주머디 사차와당 되네 셜로가디 뒤지 탐지 미닥데 지점께와 두멜제 나풍천만 매배동 다당다기 와양 매 되네 셜로가지 송tem바레.
So at that time, when this yaksha ate, the queen and the prince and all the ministers who are there, who saw yaksha eating, cried, and they fell down on the ground, and they requested king, don't do this kind of activity. But somehow the king was very much determined to search for Dharma. He could not stop of doing that. Then the yaksha, after eating the queen and the prince, he taught this one shalok, which says, Duje Thamji Midakja, means all the condition or confound are impermanent. Whatever is born with the suffering. And these 5 skandhas are emptiness by characteristic. And and there is no self, and there is no okay, let's say there is no me and there is no mine. Okay, means there is no me if there is no me and there is no mine. For example, if Sangye Trinley is here, then I have my iPad here, like that. So that's what it means. Da and dagiwa means mine. So he taught this Dharma, this shalom, after he ate the queen and the prince deliciously. 올라서 다 두서 parti 조르다. 사진 두서 조사들라. 사진에 들어만 던 거로야. 아래. 던 거래. 사진에 들어만 던 거로 봐. 네. 두서 조사 된다 parti. 까마다 링게서 맞면도.
까마 주도.
올라서.
되네 샤샤기 디 선이 저시저로
Okay, so time is almost off. We still only have about 8 and 9, and we need to practice the Sajjana Dharma. We will stop here, and then we will. And I will explain this sholok, which has been just taught by the yaksha to the king after eating the queen and prince. I will explain and teach on this sholok next Saturday. Now we practice the Sajjana Dharma. And Sajjana Dharma, you all know, right? We have the one melody because it was initiated by His Holiness, so we're going to use the same melody all the time. And the last sholok will be repeated 3 times because that's how His Holiness Gyong Kamapa does when he leads this practice. So we will follow him. Okay. Oh, ya ma ya nam kha da nyam be sem je tham je lama sangye rinpo je lai gyab son jo sangye jo dang ge de nam lai gyab son jo lama ye dang khan ro so lai gyab son jo rang sen dong sai chi ge go lo gyab son jo ma ya nam kha da nyam be sem je tham je lama sangye rinpo je lai gyab son Sangye Chudang Gende Namai Gyabsan Jo Namai Dang Khandra Solai Gyabsan Jo Rangsem Dongsai Chugye Golai Gyabsan Jo Maya Namkha Da Nyambe Semje Thamje Lama Sangye Rinpo Je Lai Gyabsan Jo Sangye Chudang Gende Namai Gyabsan Jo Lama Yedang Khandra Solai Gyabsan Jo Rangsem Dongsai Chugye Golai Gyabsan Jo Man Bemo 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 Man Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 Oman bemo man 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 Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 bemo Oman bemo man 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 bemo
Om
The usual dedication prayer and the auspicious verses, the Trashi prayer. O sonam deye tamje sevaye topne yebe ranaya tamje kegaya naje balaya choba Bawa Chidra Khenpo Kundu Sambo Teya Teshin Teta Kunje Jesu Dalo Jewa Teta Tamje Rabdo Mo Sangye Kusum Nyebe Shenlayam Shenye Menyure Deme Shenlayam Dan Gende Meshe Deme Shenlayam Chitra Mowa Mola Drobara Yo Dushi Le Jai Jave Tenle Karamaya Bade Dembe Nyambo Ende Chondra Gwenjoy Chabje Gemeje Tagba Rampel Pelve Draishi Yo
Good night.
따르 주소 good 안 가면 일해 따다 따다르 뜻서 다 예바 따다는 거 저런